Hello, I'm wbz-tv meteorologist Barry Burbank, and I have your forecast for the next several days. Let's start out with a brief look at what's been going on here in our month of September. Yesterday was slightly above average with that red square, and certainly it's going to have above average temperatures, more red squares for today and for tomorrow, and also on Monday and probably Tuesday as well. So that's going to boost up our mean temperature departure from where it's been almost flat to somewhat above the average. Last September 2018, was very warm to hot. We had 3 days over 90 degrees, and we had a mean temperature departure for the whole month. It was plus 4.1. We'll see what happens by the time we get to the end of this month. We got a little over a week to go, and we're looking at dry days. We've had a lot of them so far. We need some rain badly, and not much is coming, although some showers may be here on Monday night. In the meantime, let's look at the typical peak foliage times in New England. On average, it usually peaks out in some of the higher elevated areas of the northern mountains by late September, by late this month. And then the color wave moves southward early to mid-October in the orange zone, then mid to late October as you get to the south. But we've been noticing the trees have been turning in some spots. We do have some splashes of color, but it's certainly not widespread. But we're looking for your reports, more spotters up there, more leaf peepers, and more pictures. We'd like to see those. We could share those with the audience as we go through this fall foliage season. Now, in terms of the fall, it begins on Monday morning, September 23rd, 3:50 in the morning. That's the autumnal equinox, and we will be having some falling leaves eventually. We'll have to clean up the yards, but before that happens, we'll have some colorful leaves. Hopefully, it'll be more colorful than some recent seasons have been. And even though it's going to be the first day of fall on Monday, we have a shot at getting close to 90 degrees in a few areas northwest of Boston, but it doesn't look like Boston will quite make it on Monday. But in any event, most of our 90-degree days this year have happened during the month of July. We had 12 of them. The air is still dry, but it's starting to ramp up a little bit from what it has been the last couple of days. And the more humid air is often here, and we'll start to feel that tomorrow. And the most humid day will be on Monday. That humid air, the high humidity out in the Midwest, will be here on Monday. So it's a little stickier tomorrow, and it's definitely high humidity on Monday. Then we fall right off the cliff to very nice dry air the rest of the week. Mid-80s for highs today, around 85 to 86 in many areas. Right along the immediate coastline, you're going to find those upper 70s hanging in there all afternoon because of that little bit of a breeze coming in from the ocean. It's not going to be a strong wind, so the sea breeze isn't going to penetrate that far inland. These will be our highs across the nation today in the Triple H weather, which is most pronounced here in the Central Plains, the muggiest air anyway. And we've had this weak weather front come through overnight. It didn't produce any fanfare, and it's just washing off the map. It's going to completely dissipate as we go through the day. So we're looking at very little in the way of cloud cover. There could be a few clouds around this afternoon, and again coming up for tomorrow afternoon. It looks like we could have more clouds showing up in far western New England later tomorrow, but not much here in eastern sections. And then we'll eventually have some showers along about Sunday night. So it's a good beach weekend, no question about that, on this final summer weekend. 75 to 80 at the beaches today. East coastal beaches will be in the 80s tomorrow. South-facing beaches will be in the 70s tomorrow. Water temperatures both days will be in the 60s. High tide today at 5 o'clock, low 11 o'clock this morning. High tide tomorrow will be 6 in the morning and about 6 or so in the evening. We still have a high rip current risk. Looks like, especially on the Cape and the islands, but especially along the entire coast as I see it, because the buoys have been reporting wave heights as high as 4 to 6 feet, even some 7-footers earlier this morning, but those swells will slowly be subsiding. Those swells were generated, of course, by Hurricane Umberto several days ago as it moved up across the Atlantic. So the Cape and the islands, you can't get it any better than this. I can't remember a summer when it's been so nice in the Cape. It's been beautiful most of the time with sunshine again this weekend. Watch out for the gustier breeze tomorrow and even breezier, very gusty winds on Monday. Up in the lakes and the mountains for today in the upper 70s, lower 80s coming up for tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, with low temperatures tonight in the 50s to lower 60s. Very similar to what we had last night, maybe a touch warmer in some of those low-lying locations. And highs around 88. The 88s will be near and northwest of Boston tomorrow. And Rockport, a little bit cooler there, the wind coming up across the water, and also the New England South Coast, of course, with that brisk breeze out of the southwest up to 10 to 22 miles an hour. So for kickoff at the game tomorrow down at Gillette Stadium should be 85, rising to about 88 degrees there. And as we look at the tropics, we got Tropical Storm Jerry, And here are the islands here. The storm is going to move off to the northwest, projected track by the National Hurricane Center. It is a tropical storm now, but may become a minimal hurricane sometime on Tuesday as it makes its approach to Bermuda and likely will go right over Bermuda. So after Bermuda was hit hard by Umberto several days ago, it may get hit again with some powerful wind gusts. Not quite as strong as what they had a few days ago, but nevertheless, Bermuda will be watching that storm very closely. For us, though, it's no problem. For us, we're just looking for summery weather through Monday, even though fall begins early Monday morning. It's going to be very humid Monday with that gustiest wind, and then a few showers Monday night. Back to cooler weather this week, but not all that cool. Some refreshing mornings, but at least back to dry air. Thursday will be just a quick bump up to the 80s, but overall, starting Tuesday and beyond, it's mostly in the 70s. That's it for now. Hope you have a nice weekend.